So till yesterday, what we saw was how I represent an AI problem as a formal representation of a problem solving agent. Then we also looked at, once we have represented a problem, we can use one of the two algorithms that we saw yesterday, tree search or the graph search algorithm, to implement the solution. The problems for which problem solving agent works is the formal problem is input to such problems, and an action sequence is output from such algorithm. Okay, so the tree search algorithm will give us that, should give us that particular uh, implementation, wherein we can once have a formal problem as input, get the action sequence using which the goal is reached by the given agent, starting at initial state and reaching the goal state. That is the understanding that we have so far. We saw there were two algorithms yesterday where the discussion ended. Page number 77, I guess, from that book I wanted you to read. And two algorithms out of them. First was the tree search algorithm. I just put that in. I'm just having that particular slide over here open. Uh, just a quick mention of this algorithm and quick discussion of the algorithm. Excuse me. I'll just no. Okay, sorry for the disturbance in background, but I can't stop that noise. If you are able to hear my voice clearly over the disturbance, please let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is okay, na?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to shut that noise, but no, can't do that. Okay, some house repairing work is going on. Okay, so this algorithm very quickly we'll look at, and then we'll look at the implementation. That's the next thing that we're going to look at. And the only mention of the other algorithm I will do uh, very briefly, and then we'll move ahead. So this algorithm called as tree search algorithm, there are two inputs to this. One is the problem and the search strategy. Earlier you haven't seen this word strategy over there because we were talking about a general tree search algorithm from the book. Okay, what this word strategy means and how this plays some part in the coming topics we'll soon find out. The returned is a solution or failure. This was there yesterday as well. So solution will be the action sequence, and failure means there is no action sequence taking you from initial state to the goal state. Fine. Now, what we initialize this particular thing is we initialize the search tree using the initial state of the problem. Then there is a continuous loop. What it does is, if there is no candidate for expansion, then we'll return a failure. That means if we can't expand a particular node further, and at this till this moment we haven't got the goal node, then we will stop the search algorithm and we'll return a failure. This is what this first line does. So first line is like a stopping criteria for the loop, and this is like an infinite loop that you will throughout do, and there are certain conditions in the loop that will make the loop stop. So return failure will return the control back out of the loop. Next step is choose the leaf node for the expansion according to the strategy. So we talked about yesterday a called as frontier. Okay? Frontier. What was frontier? Frontier was set of those nodes which were open for inspection, but yet not inspected to verify whether they were goal node or not. So the nodes within those frontiers, I have to select one of them, right, to test whether it is a goal node or not. Okay, if I follow a generic random way of choosing a node, that is also okay. But if I follow a particular strategy of choosing the node from the set of nodes, then 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 this particular frontier then this particular strategy would be giving you a better solution or over some other solutions. Okay, if the node contains a goal state, then return corresponding solution. So what this third step does what? If the node that you have just obtained from the frontier based on the search strategy, if that node contains the goal node, well and good, you will be returning the corresponding solution that is stored in this node. Now you'll find this discussion a bit away from what we had an algorithm earlier, because here in this particular tree search algorithm we are talking about a solution strategy. In the solution strategy we will not have just the state stored. Sorry, I'm just going forward because the thing is ahead. Yeah, we're not just storing the state of the problem, okay, as one of the frontier nodes. We are talking about a data structure called as node. Okay, so this particular node data structure that we are referring to here, this node data structure has state as one component, but besides state, it stores more information. What else it stores? It tells you how deep this node is in the search tree. It tells you what is the path cost to reach this node from the initial node. It also tells you the links to the parent, okay, and it also has information about what action you just performed in order to reach this node. Okay, because this node is going to represent not just the state. So state is the first and foremost thing that you should remember. Okay, for discussion purpose I can say that okay, I'll store the state, and once I reach the goal node I will figure out how I reach the goal node. But how to know from where I came up to this particular point in the search tree? To know where from I came, I should know, or I should have the parent pointer to understand who was the parent node, whose expansion led to this particular node generated. Other thing you should know is when the parent was expanded, what was the action that resulted in this state change such that this node got initialized and came into the being. Okay, so basically whenever you define a problem into a computer program, you just do not store the state of the problem, but along with that you also store whether there is a parent to the problem, then the parent pointer, the action using which you reach this node, what left this node resides in, and the path cost to reach this node. This particular information is always available to a node in a tree search, and that's why the discussion that we were having in this algorithm could look a bit different than the discussion of the algorithm that we had. So from the problem, we actually did what yesterday, took the initial state, we check whether that is a goal node. If not goal node, we expanded it. After expansion, whatever nodes were generated, we put them into a frontier list. We choose one of them, then again tested whether that is a goal node or not. That was the way we thought of the algorithm would be. Okay, but when it comes to implementation, just merely representing the state as a node in the tree won't be sufficient. Why? I will tell you using this example. This is the same example. I hope this is visible as the text is, I guess, shorter here. So this is how the tree search would work. Initial node, you will be in the first city in that graph. So if you remember the graph, Arad was the city where you resided, and there were three paths out of the Arad. One to take you to S, other to take you to T, and the last one to Z. These were the three paths available for you to move out from Arad. Okay, so your algorithm will work in this fashion only. It will start at Arad. You will apply uh, one of the three actions. So the expansion will be three-way expansion. Okay, so when you work from home, there are a lot of disturbances. Again, sorry. Coming back over here. So when this node is tested to be a goal node, this is not a Bucharest city. So this goal test will fail. Hence, you'll expand the node. So as you expand the node and you reach Cebu, and suppose Cebu was your destination. Suppose Cebu was your destination, then goal test will be true. That is, you have reached the destination and you are not going any further ahead into the search tree. You are supposed to now return the solution. How you will return the solution if you only remember the current state? You won't understand how you reached Cebu, because if you see the graph somewhere, I'll just show you graph again. The reason why I'm going back is, yeah, this is the graph. Yeah, so this is Cebu. So to reach Cebu, there are 4 different ways. If I don't remember how I reached Cebu in the first place, if Cebu was my destination, I won't understand what is the solution action sequence. So to remember solution action sequence, I need to remember how I reached a particular node in the state space while creating the state space tree. Okay, all these slides I'm going to give you, don't worry about that. Uh, Initially, I used the book because I wanted you to understand the deliberation and where exactly in the book that content was. Okay, now when you start from Arad and you reach Cebu, if Cebu was goal node, your search is halted. But if Cebu wasn't your goal node, then your search will continue. That is, you'll again expand Cebu and generate further nodes. Since we are doing tree search, since we are doing tree search, we'll also have a path to Arad here. Okay, that might sometimes be useful in certain problems, but certain problems that might create any issue, some issues. The exact issue that repeated states would create is your tree will become an infinite tree, because every time you are following this path Arad to Cebu to Arad, again I can go to Cebu and again I can go to Arad. This way the trees might get enlarged very much. Please understand the fact that state space means the number of distinct states for a problem. Okay, and the tree that we are generating might not have exactly the same number that we have in